Hey, Melvin? It seems like your salary from this month still didn't get paid into your bank account? Yesterday should have been payday, right? Am I getting mixed up here? What's going on?
Mallory, no. Well, you see, what actually happened is my company did a restructure and they're laying off tons of employees.
Huh? What are you talking about? It's not April Fool's Day today, you know.
I'm dead serious. They sprung it on me out of nowhere this morning. Apparently, 3 separate branch offices are being closed down due to steady deterioration in performance over the recent years. The branch I work at was among the terminated.
What the hell? Are they not even gonna transfer you or get you a placement somewhere else?
They did mention something about a placement at a different company, but I looked them up, and it turns out they're notorious for shady business practices and subjecting their employees to rigorous, borderline illegal overtime schedules.
How can you know that before you join them?
You're right, but here's the thing. 2 of my friends have worked there in the past. Both of them ended up quitting after either becoming severely ill or depressed due to the awful conditions. As far as they both tell me, the company's done nothing to improve conditions for workers, and still runs under the same old corrupt executives, under the same old system. So, yeah, I can't exactly say I'm feeling super enthusiastic about that place right now.
How can you be so nonchalant about this? You just lost your job. You should be willing to do whatever it takes to find a new one ASAP.
Don't be so unreasonable, Mallory. Charging into a cesspit of corruption like that, despite knowing exactly what it's like, would be beyond reckless. I have to think things through carefully here. This is our future we're talking about.
That's exactly my point. How do you plan on keeping a roof over our heads?
Of course, I'm gonna look for something else. I plan on doing the rounds on all the job hunting sites starting tonight to get a feel for what's out there and apply for anything that looks promising.
I want a divorce.
Excuse me?
I married you because I thought you were a high earner and showed promise of making it big time. That was the biggest miscalculation of my life.
Huh? Why are you talking to me like this all of a sudden?
I just withdrew all the money from our shared savings bank account. You can think of it as my alimony payment. Look on the bright side. We don't have to waste time fighting through our lawyers now.
What? You just took it without telling me?
I'll have all my stuff together and be gone by the end of the day.
Mallory! Just wait a sec!
Toodles! Melvin, what's going on? Is it true you two got a divorce?
Oh, hey sis. Yeah, it's true. Wow. So, this really is true? I can't believe it.
To think you actually begged a girl that beautiful and now she's running away? Did you do something to scare her off?
I got laid off in a restructure.
Huh?
The branch I worked at became a target of restructure because the company's going through some financial difficulties.
What?
They did give me a placement at another company, but they're notoriously shady and subject their employees to awful conditions. I have my own future and mental health to think about, so there's no way I can seriously consider joining a company like that. When I told Mallory that, however, she divorced me on the spot.
Wait, she did what now? Are you sure you explained the situation properly?
Of course, but she wouldn't even hear me out.
What? Something feels so off about this.
Yeah, you're not wrong. When I calmed down and actually thought about what she said, especially the comments she made when she divorced me, I soon understood that she married me under the assumption that she would be free to use me as her personal ATM in perpetuity. She took $4,000 in our shared savings account without even asking me, like it was her birthright. Although, when I think about her wasteful spending habits, it actually doesn't seem that bad, considered as more of a kind of breaking off relations fee. I'd probably suffer more in the long run if we stayed together. Luckily, the account with the money I saved up over the years when I was single remains untouched. Looks like the woman I love was a scheming gold digger all along. I got tossed aside like a piece of garbage the second the money ran out. Life can be cruel, huh? If I'm honest, I want absolutely nothing to do with her ever again.
I see. Well, if that's how you feel, I won't say anything else on the matter. But in any case, first things first, finding a new job. Got any ideas in mind?
I've been browsing Apple jobs for the time being.
Anything in the pipeline yet?
Unfortunately not.
Well, in that case, I have a suggestion of my own.
You do?
My husband's company are looking to hire some freelancers right now.
Freelancers?
When he gave me a quick rundown of what the job would entail, I immediately thought of you. It seems like it would be a great match for your skills and experience.
No kidding? Sweet!
They do usually hire through the usual official channels, such as job sites and agencies. But you were a top performer at your last company, and I can vouch for you being as hardworking as they come. So when I explained the situation to my husband, he said as long as it's okay with you, he'd like to have you complete a practical test.
Count me in! I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Thanks a bunch, Kira. It's kind of a coincidence you should mention this, because I was actually considering going freelance as one of my options.
It's fate. Hopefully this turns into just the opportunity you need.
Here's hoping. I'll give it my best shot.
Okay, so here's a message from my husband. I'll have one of my HR guys give you a call soon. Sit tight.
Got it. Thanks a bunch, guys.
Hey, Melvin, long time no see. Melvin, are you there?
Who's this?
Don't pretend you forgot me. That's just not possible. It's your wife.
Weird. This isn't my wife's phone number.
Oh, come on, Melv. Now I know you're just plain dumb. It's Mallory. It's been over 3 years. Can you believe it?
What do you want? Did you not have me blocked before?
Well, maybe I might have, but you know, I have no reason to do that anymore. Things have changed. So, what do you say? Shall we get back together?
What? Where the heck did that come from?
Surely me and you don't need to waste time with boring run-ups and introductions.
It's less that we need to, and more that I have no interest of getting back with you to begin with.
Oh, stop being so coy, you sly fox. Trying to hide it won't get you anywhere.
What are you talking about?
You make $75K a year now, right?
Huh? How do you know how much I earn?
Well, you know how one of your old classmates is one of my friends? He told me you and him were discussing your salaries at the bar at a school reunion 2 months ago. A conversation which was overheard by the formerly hottest girl in school as she ordered drinks, who then decided she had the hots for you and went in to make her move, in response to which you defiantly declared, "My heart already belongs to another woman. I have no interest in you."
Ah, that explains it then. I did wonder how you knew. It's true, I did say that. Which is exactly why I won't.
Okay, great. I'm ready. Let's get back together.
Huh?
I think it would be so amazing if we could tie the knot all over again. I want another wedding. Let's remarry, but abroad this time.
No, wait! What the hell? How did you get from what we were just talking about to this? Surely you got the message.
You're so cute when you get all shy, Melvy.
What makes you think I'm being shy?
Do you really want me to spell it out for you?
I don't understand it all. So, yes, please do.
You really want to hear me say it, don't you? Okay, I guess I have no choice. I know that the person you said your heart belongs to at the school reunion is me.
What?
I know, you silly Billy. It couldn't be more obvious.
What on earth makes you think like that?
It's only been 3 years. You were head over heels in love with me. That's not exactly something that disappears in such a short space of time. It's okay, Melvin. You can be honest with yourself. And with me. Say what's on your mind. What's in your heart?
I see. Is it fair to assume that not much has changed for you during these 3 years, then?
Well, now that I think about it, I guess not. People don't change overnight. These things take a long time, you know?
You see, actually, all sorts of things have changed for me over the last 3 years.
Oh, is that so? How do you mean? Would you mind giving me some examples?
Firstly, I don't work for a company anymore. I'm a freelancer.
Ah, so that's how you make $75K a year then.
When I got fired, I started thinking a lot about investing in my future and what I needed to do if I wanted to work in the optimal environment for me and lead a happy life on my own terms. I took the plunge and bought myself a house.
Wow, that's great. I can live there with you then.
No, you really can't.
Huh?
Anyway, that's not even the biggest change. The biggest change in my life over the last 3 years is that I got married.
What? Wait, that doesn't make any sense, Melvin. Me and you still didn't fill out the marriage registration forms the second time around.
You still don't get it, do you? I got married to a girl from a company that helped me out big time when I was first trying to get established as a freelancer. We got married just 2 weeks ago, in fact.
What? You're having an affair? How could you do this to me?
An affair?
Yes, that's illegal. Hurry up and divorce her and marry me instead.
Ugh! Just the thought alone is giving me the creeps.
Why?
We are never getting back together, Mallory.
Even though you still love me? Don't deny it.
I'm just repeating myself now, and I get the feeling I'm probably wasting my energy here. But that's where you're wrong. In fact, that's the root of your misunderstanding. If you just accept I have no interest in you, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I wonder if you'll accept it soon. Let's just see how far you're capable of deluding yourself. I'm genuinely curious.
Huh?
Do you think a guy you treated like a walking wallet, like your personal ATM, for years and years, is suddenly gonna come crawling back into your arms the moment you snap your fingers, just because you realized he has some money now?
Wow, Melvin. Like, oh my god, I can't even... Are you saying you don't love me?
How do I put this? Rather than not loving you, it's more that I hate you.
Oh my god.
You're a black stain on the past that I'd rather forget about.
No.
Your very existence fills me with disgust.
How could you say such things? Stop it! I was sure we were gonna get remarried. I got super excited and took out a loan so I could splash out on a bunch of brand bags and clothes. I was sure you'd pay it off for me as soon as we got back together.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's true. You really haven't changed at all.
What's that supposed to mean?
I want to build a life and a family with someone who loves me for who I am. Not for how much happens to be in my wallet at any given time. I consider myself lucky that my current wife fits that description and sees the world in the same way that I do.
I don't understand.
Whether you understand or not makes no difference to me. Never contact me again.
Wait, Melvin! Can't you at least give me $20,000? Come on, for old time's sake? How am I gonna pay off this debt otherwise? Please? I'll be homeless at this rate.
I found out what happened to Mallory next through her parents, my old in-laws. Apparently, she had been going around spreading the word of me and her getting back together. To them, my own parents, relatives from both families, and even our friends. The first words uttered by my ex-mother-in-law over the phone after not speaking for several years were, "You lying, cheating, two-timing rat." She had no interest in listening to what I had to say. Instead, opting to one-sidedly barrage me with an unending tirade of abuse. Having had a feeling things might go down this way, I prepared a record of mine and Mallory's chat logs beforehand. Her mom fell mysteriously silent the moment I sent them all. Her misunderstanding was cleared up in an instant. And with that, the barrage of abuse turned into one of seemingly unending embarrassed apologies. She told me that the plan for Mallory from here on out was to have her work at the family restaurant until she made enough to pay off her debts. Funny enough, I could hear someone crying hysterically in the background as she was explaining this to me over the phone. I wonder who that could have been. LOL. Just to be on the safe side, I had her mom make Mallory write me an official written pledge promising never to come near me or contact me ever again. I'm praying with that, I'll have a little more peace in life now. Hey, Monica, you got a minute?
Hey, Bryant, what's up?
It's about Friday's date.
Oh, I see. What is it?
Turns out, I'm not actually going to be able to make it after all.
Oh?
Sorry, this one's totally out of my hands. I think I mentioned this before, but it's an important business meeting with an overseas company I'm looking to set up a long-term working relationship with. I always have to arrange meetings with these guys with the gap in time zones in mind, which is why they always tend to be in the evening for me. And there's not much I can do about it.
What's the problem? Surely you can just get the meeting over with early. You're a freelancer, right? I thought you were flexible on stuff like this.
The only reason we're having the meeting in the first place is because of the client, so unfortunately, it's not as simple as dipping out early. Besides, they told me that even if we get done early, it's gonna take at least 4 or 5 hours. Don't worry, babe. I'll make up for it. I promise.
Fine. But if we're canceling, you have to take me to a fancy restaurant next weekend and splash out on me then instead.
Okay, that's fair. What do you want to eat?
I think I'm in the mood for French food.
It's settled then. Let's go to that 3-star French restaurant you've been wanting to go to?
Oh, that place! It looks just amazing. Deal. Thanks, baby.
I heard it's got a dress code, so we have to look the part.
Got it. Oh yeah, that reminds me. It seems like I lost my earring when I was in your room the other day. I can't find it anywhere, and that's the only place I can think of. I promise I won't get in your way while you're working, babe. Do you mind if I come in and look for it now?
Listen. The thing is, I'm just about to head out to meet a client.
Can I go in with the spare key then?
Um,
I'm going out with the girls tomorrow and I really want to wear those earrings. They're my favorite pair. Please, baby.
Meh. I guess there's no harm. Okay. Please remember one thing, though. My study is off limits. Just like always, okay? Absolutely do not go in there under any circumstances.
Got it.
Monica, good morning. Do you have a minute? There's a little something I need to ask you about.
Sure, what is it?
It's about yesterday. You came over while I was out with a client to look for the earring you lost, right?
That's right. I didn't find it in the end, though.
Oh, really?
That was my favorite earring, too. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, that's a real shame. Anyway, forgive me, but let's put that conversation to one side for a minute.
What's wrong?
Did you go in my study?
I may have gone in there very briefly.
I knew it!
I was so desperate to find my earring. I knew I wouldn't be able to get it off my mind if I didn't go over the entire place with a fine-tooth comb, which meant peeking in your study, too. But don't worry, I didn't look at your computer or any documents or anything official or important looking related to your work. Even if I did, I probably wouldn't understand.
That's fine, but I didn't really have anything that could cause me trouble if you saw it anyway. And that's not what I'm asking about. Listen, Monica? Did you open my desk drawer?
Oh, is this about the ring?
Huh? Yes, it actually is.
Yeah, I took it.
What? You took the ring without my permission?
Well, I figured it was for me anyway. Wait, it was, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was, but...
What's the problem then? I just took what was mine. You have no idea how good the timing was on this. You got me out of a real pinch. Thanks, baby.
I got you out of a real pinch.
So here's the thing. Remember that girls' holiday I went on a little while back? You see, one of my friends covered the $350 for my plane ticket. She lent it to me on the condition I pay her back by today. She was really insistent. I got bang on $350 for the ring at the pawnbrokers. Can you believe how lucky that is?
You sold the ring? You sold it for $350?
I did think about trying to haggle the guy up a bit, but whatever. I'm just happy I was able to pay off my debt.
You have got to be kidding me!
But really, Bryant? If you're gonna buy me presents, you really should push the boat out more.
Excuse me?
I understand you never get as much for the retail price when you sell stuff to a pawnbroker, but even taking that into account, I wish you would have bought me something a little higher quality. Aren't I worth more to you than $350?
Oh my god, Monica! What have you done? As far as I can see, either one of two things has happened here. Either you let him haggle you down to an absurdly low price, or you went to a shady pawnbroker.
Huh?
You would have never gotten so little for it otherwise.
What do you mean?
That was an expensive top-of-the-range ring!
Huh? It was? How much?
$25,000!
$25,000?
And a real diamond in it! And not just a small one either!
Seriously? I thought it was just some cheap, tacky, cubic zirconia.
I bought it at the most luxurious jeweler in the state. I had to book an appointment just to go in and browse, for crying out loud. The appraisal certificate was right next to the ring in the drawer. Are you saying you didn't notice?
I didn't notice. Don't worry, baby. I'm gonna head back to the pawnbrokers and get it back. Just you wait. Ryan's?
How did it go?
They don't have it anymore.
What?
Apparently they sold it yesterday.
Seriously? Do you have any idea who bought it?
They said they're not at liberty to disclose that information.
Oh my god. That's it then. There's nothing we can do.
But this isn't so bad, Bryant. I mean, think about it. It was for me in the first place, right?
Well, it was. But I feel like that's not the...
No problem then. Just think of this as having given me it a little earlier than expected. This happened after I got a hold of it, and I had no way of knowing, so it can't be helped. Plus, it did pay off my debt, every cloud. No use crying over spilled milk, you know. It's fine, baby, really.
What?
I won't deny it is a little unfortunate, but I'm not gonna let it bother me, so you shouldn't either. Please let it go. Okay, that settles it then. That's the end of that.
How can you move on from this so easily?
Life's too short to dwell on bygones. What's done is done. We could cry and complain and be all down in the dumps, but where would it get us? Let's take a forward-looking, constructive attitude towards this, okay? You can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose how you react to it.
What the hell are you talking about? Happens to you? But you're the one who...
More importantly, let's think about something a little more fun. This conversation is boring now. That reminds me! Did you already make the booking at the fancy French restaurant next weekend? Since we don't eat out at places that nice very often, I think we should make the most of it and go for the 7 courses with champagne option.
That's enough!
Huh?
We're not going to the restaurant.
What? Why not? Aren't you forgetting something? This is your way of apologizing to me for canceling our date on Friday. You still have making up to do, mister. It has nothing to do with the whole ring thing. You're still not hung up on that, are you? Geez, seriously? You better not be sulking.
You still don't understand, do you?
Understand what?
Come on, just think about this. When do I buy you presents? Excluding our anniversary and your birthday, I almost literally never buy you anything. Yet there I was, about to give you a $25,000 ring. Did that not make you stop and think about it for even 1 second?
No, not this again. Look, baby, I'm really touched you bought me something so nice. I am. But it's gone now. Can't we just, get over it already?
That was an engagement ring!
Huh?
The booking at the French restaurant next week. On the surface, it was my way of apologizing for the date we missed on Friday. But in reality, the plan from the beginning was to propose to you there.
What? Really?
Remember before, when you said you'd always dreamed of being proposed to at a luxury restaurant with a beautiful view of the nighttime landscape? The plan was to get down on one knee while we were eating and pop the question. I wanted to make your dream a reality. That's why I intended to keep it hidden from you until the day. It was supposed to be a surprise. That's why I went out of my way to make sure the ring was stashed away in the desk drawer of my study that you weren't supposed to go in. Huh? What kind of reaction is that?
Sorry, baby, I'm just a little incredulous. Forgive me, but I have to ask you this. Can you really afford something as expensive as a $25,000 ring?
Huh?
Do freelancers really make that much money?
That differs from person to person.
Like you buying a $25,000 ring? I just can't believe it.
I just went with the old, an engagement ring should be 3 times your month's salary rule. And that's how much it came to.
What? So you must make, what, over $8,000 a month? And wait, what? No, wait, $10,000 a year?
Well, there are taxes and some other minor deductions to take into account, but if you calculate a rough overall figure, then yes, more or less.
Well, if you're that rich, you could just buy me a new ring then. Can't you?
Huh?
I understand what happened is a little unfortunate, but if you work hard, you can make up for it in no time. It's just like they say, when you fall off your horse, you get straight back on it.
You're something else.
Do it for me, Bryant.
No, No! That's it. I can't do this anymore.
Ugh, where's your fighting spirit? Ugh, and to think you call yourself a man. Did you say the restaurant wasn't booked? That's okay. In that case, leave it to me. I'll call them now.
It's not that I didn't book it, Monica. I just canceled it.
Huh? Why?
Because I'm breaking up with you.
What?
I can't do this anymore. I had no idea you were this irrational and lacking in common sense.
Common sense? Don't be so nasty. What does that mean?
Do you seriously still not get it?
Duh, that's why I'm asking, dummy.
You sold the engagement ring you took without my permission from a closed drawer in a room I told you not to go in. Your attitude when you found out that you had no hope of getting it back was awful. It was like you didn't care. Then, in spite of knowing the ring cost me $25,000, you didn't even show an inkling of any kind of sense of personal responsibility. Instead, basically ordering me to go out and get you a new one, like I'm your personal ATM. You genuinely seem to have no idea whatsoever of how awful and problematic your behavior is. I can't do this anymore. I just can't.
Oh my god!
Please, never contact me again.
Bryant, wait, please? How am I the bad guy here all of a sudden? I didn't do anything wrong! Ugh, Bryant!
A few days later, I sent Monica a compensation claim for the engagement ring through my lawyer. My lawyer, unbelievably, told me the response he got was, "That ring was a present for me, so it makes no sense that I have to pay compensation." And she refused to pay. I was at my wit's end, and playing nice was going to get me nowhere. So, I decided to tell her parents everything. The next day, I received a letter of apology through my lawyer, and the entire sum was paid into my bank account. Monica was forced to go and live back at her folks' place, and ordered to sign a written pledge agreeing to never come near me or contact me again. I heard her parents made her start work at a friend's factory. so she could start making repayments on the $25,000 they very kindly lent her. However, I recently heard from one of our mutual friends that now, even to this day, she still insists that she did nothing wrong, constantly complaining about me. Why did he do this to me? It's not fair. He also told me that other people in her life are finally starting to get sick of her bad-mouthing everyone, like she's Little Miss Perfect and can do nothing wrong. She's losing friends, one after the other, and if she's not careful, she'll be completely on her own before long.